Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for attending today's webinar, 50 Shades of Fusion, where we are going to take a look at the new Fusion 360 for Manufacturing Persona offering. So before we begin, I'm going to do a quick introduction on myself. I'm Monique Viljoen, and I'm an applications engineer for Modena OneSolve. I started my journey at Modena OneSolve about a year and a half ago, and before that I've worked in the manufacturing industry for 12 years as a draftsman. I also have 13 years of experience working on the Autodesk software, mainly focusing on AutoCAD, Plant 3D, Inventor, Bolt, and Fusion 360. So looking at what is on the agenda for today, we are going to start off with a short film on Fusion 360. Then we're going to have an overview of what it is, who will be using it, what is included, and some benefits. Then we're going to have a look at this extensions itself, and then share some custom success stories from companies using Fusion 360. And afterwards, we are then going to have a quick Q&A session.
Design.
Done.
Autodesk Fusion 360 is the best cloud-based design and manufacturing application ever.
Thank you. I just want to say
it's an all-in-one application that deals with every step of the process.
awesome.
No, it's not real. I got it.
It does CAD, CAM, SIM, PCB,
It's our anniversary.
and even generative design. I think she's gonna get her computer. Absolutely.
And it has flexible purchase options.
Autodesk Fusion 360. You can't stop talking about it.
So what is Fusion 360 for manufacturing? So it is an integrated solution for product development and manufacturing organizations. It includes Fusion 360 paired with specialized tools for product design, manufacturing, and data management that can enable frictionless access to advanced design and manufacturing technologies to improve product quality and decrease time to market. We are now going to look at who will be using this offering. So it will be in organizations that want to increase innovation, reduce development costs, and start with manufacturing sooner. They typically consist of manufacturing engineers, machinists, and programmers that are tasked with the responsibility for manufacturing a product. This often requires the production of the toolpath/machine programming and/or nesting of a design for fabrication and/or planning/programming for 3D printing. And now we are going to discuss what are the benefits. So firstly, it unlocks advanced tools for multi-axis CNC machining, multi-sheet nesting, and additive manufacturing. Managing design changes at any stage of production using the pre-built workflows, and access advanced 3D designs and modeling tools that are manufacturing aware. Now looking at the Fusion 360 for manufacturing extension. So Fusion 360 have included the machining, the nesting and fabrication, the additive build, the product design, as well as the managed extension. It has been combined to provide organizations with integrated manufacturing and product design workflows for designing, manufacturing, and managing their product development process. These 4 extensions, namely machining, nesting and fabrication, additive build, and product design, enhances the manufacturing and a portion of the product design capabilities within Fusion 360. And the Manage extension adds a management workflow capability that is useful for anyone. I'm now going to go through the features in each of these extensions and show a little on how they work. The Fusion 360 machining extension is a cost option that unlocks additional CAM capabilities inside of Fusion 360, allowing you to make better use of your 3, 4, and 5-axis CNC machinery to produce high-quality parts. What are the benefits in using the machining extension? So you can simplify and automate CAM programming with automated hole path strategies such as hole recognition and steep and shallow. This will help to reduce the CAM programming time by removing repetitive tasks while also reducing errors and increase consistency across your team. You can maximize the ROI on your CNC machinery by making better use of the multi-axis CNC machinery with 4 and 5-axis simultaneous machining strategies. Precisely control machine motion with advanced tool access control and automatic 5-axis collision avoidance. There is also a tool path optimization, where you can make local or global edits to tool paths without the need of wasteful recalculations. Choose from a range of edits, including limit, delete, replace tool, move entry points, and much more. You also can avoid overpriced software and get flexible access to advanced CAM technology when and where you need it. Unlock innovative technology that pays for itself in weeks.
On-machine verification adds inspection capability to Fusion 360 to check the accuracy of machine parts while they are still on the machine. Surface inspection checks the accuracy of free-form surfaces, potentially removing the need for a coordinate measuring machine, or CMM. Import the results from the machine control to create an inspection report and visually compare the results to the nominal CAD surface. Probe geometry verifies dimensions and positions of critical features, like bores and faces. Control probe motion with overtravel and clearance parameters, and set tolerances for feature position and size. Define actions to be taken, like stopping with a message if measurements are out of tolerance, updating tool wear parameters, or printing probing results. Surface inspection and probe geometry streamline your verification process, helping you ensure part precision.
With the Fusion 360 nesting and fabrication extension, you gain advanced capabilities to create optimized and associative multi-sheet layouts for sheet metal and non-sheet metal parts in preparation for cutting on CNC machines. Optimize material yield with the automatic detection of material, thickness, and part quantities. Generate setups, toolpaths, and INSU codes directly within the Fusion 360 nesting and fabrication extension. Create customizable reports, nest parts from multiple documents, and specify part rotation constraints.
The nesting and fabrication extension in Fusion 360 extends its manufacturing capabilities to support a variety of industry workflows for fabrication. In Fusion 360, manufacturing tools are fully integrated with a full suite of design functionality. So, to reduce model preparation time, Nest Preparation in the design workspace automatically detects different nestable parts and filters them out based on your preferences. This is especially helpful when working with a full assembly. It also means you can import native CAD data without needing to go through a lossy DXF translation process, whether you're working with your own data or with customer parts. There are more granular controls for individual components if you're working with non-sheet metal parts and need to make adjustments accordingly. Now over in the manufacturer workspace, you could get to nesting right away, which is great for quoting and material ordering. But there are a couple advanced tools I would recommend using to dial in your nesting settings. First, Component Sources shows a table or tree of all the current components with additional information for components that were included based on the nest preparation. It includes different views of the part, including its nestable shape. You can also set shape-specific settings here, like the quantity of the part to be nested and whether or not the shape settings are bound to the material, which we'll get to in a minute. You can also remove parts or combine jobs for better material usage and overall efficiency, saving time on the nesting process itself too. For example, I can add in a different configuration of the snowplow to nest as well. Next, the process material library gives a place to manage and store materials used in the nesting process. Materials contain overall material data, including nest settings to help optimize each nest based on material or manufacturing method needed for that material. Packaging inherits those material settings, but can have different dimensions and costs. Process materials can be saved as presets as well as loaded in from existing presets, making it easy to share with your whole team and help ensure best practices and smart defaults are used effectively. Now it's time to create the nest study. Here I can independently set how many of each assembly I want to nest, review all the shapes to be nested, including a graphical preview, review the packaging materials used, dial in overall nesting study parameters like calculation time and remnant optimization, and then customize the output. Include stock will create some helpful downstream assets for when you start creating toolpaths, so I'll make sure that's checked. Click OK, and the nesting algorithm will start nesting given all the specifications from the materials and the nesting dialog. If you don't go through the process of setting up custom materials, Fusion 360 will automatically create materials to accommodate all the components you want to nest using reasonable default values to nest all the shapes. This makes it a quick and easy way to preview nested results, especially again for quoting or material ordering, but component sources and process materials offer more control and customization for production. So now that there are some nested results, you can click through each sheet to see how the nest turned out, and visually things are looking pretty good. But what if you want more detail? You can select any number of sheets, nests, or studies, right-click and select Compare to see a quick view of some key metrics and how they stack up across nests or individual sheets. This view is configurable, so I can pick nests or sheets to compare, change the types of metrics I'm seeing, and change the view as well as the component colorization within each sheet. This is a great way to get quick information on cost, efficiency, and total material usage for quoting, or again, making material purchasing decisions. So parts are nested, things are looking good in the compare view, but what if my design changes? Let's head back into the design workspace and change the dimensions of the truck mounts to meet the new specifications. Full CAD integration is one of the biggest benefits Fusion 360 has to offer, since you can make updates here and can again avoid translation or data management processes. All there is to do now is update all the flat patterns, head back into the manufacturer workspace. And one of the best parts is Fusion 360 recognizes which sheets contain components that were updated, so you know which ones need to be regenerated. No need to regenerate the whole study, or even worse, start from scratch. All you need to do is right-click on the marked sheets and pick Regenerate. Now that the nests have been updated with the new specifications, reports offer a more in-depth and printable way to view nesting metrics, including the nest sources and packaging and their parameters, nested sheets, sheet part summaries. Reports also offer configuration through report templates, accessible from the dropdown at the top of the sheet, and sections can be shown or hidden to adjust the report length. To share this out, you can save the HTML file itself or print to create a PDF or paper copy. The other huge benefit to full integration with Fusion 360 is access to the CAM functionality for toolpath creation. You can create a setup directly from the nested sheet, which automatically imports the stock model that was created during the nesting process. There's no need to manually create or manage that stock. There are tools to support different cutting options like water jet, laser, or plasma cutters that can be created ahead of time and managed in the tool library, or quickly created on the fly like I'm doing right now. When it comes to the toolpath itself, our 2D profile strategy has lots of options for control, including tabs, but the real magic is in the contour selection. I'll quickly hide the stock body under the nested sheet and then pick the face of one part to select all the contours of that part. Then all you need to do to select all the other contours is enable Select Same Plane Faces, which will grab the contours of every other part on the sheet, which saves a ton of time over selecting individual contours manually. There are also filters built in to help support different processes, like cutting inner contours first to avoid part shifting during the cutting process on a water jet, for example. In the other tabs, there's control for the heights the head retracts to between passes or toolpaths, compensation control, and lead in and lead out control. Of course, all the standard benefits of Fusion 360 manufacturing apply, like tooltips, which give detailed information on each toolpath and option, and derived operations. Derived operations create a new toolpath while maintaining selections made in the source toolpath, so all you need to do is change the loop selection to outer loops to get the rest of the parts programmed. One of the downstream assets I mentioned earlier is the sketch line that's automatically created to help with remnant cuts. Just select the sketch line when creating the 2D profile toolpath. When I do this, I like to change my sideways compensation to center, and now you get a nice square remnant at the end of the cutting process. Once your toolpaths are created, verify them with a quick stock simulation to see a preview of how the machine will move during the cutting process. Any gouges are shown in red, and you can see how the tool moves and retracts across the sheet and make any adjustments before running the parts on the machine. We have a huge library of free and fully customizable post processors to get code to your machine. You can filter the posts by capability to see all of our cutting posts and find one that works for you, or search our online post library for even more options.
The Fusion 360 Additive Build extension allows you to unlock additional additive manufacturing technologies in Fusion 360, using metal powder bed machines to produce lighter, stronger, better performing parts while reducing material waste and cost. Access advanced controls to automatically orientate parts, generate fully associative support structures, and arrange parts on your platform to optimize the use of your build volume. Slice your models, generate and volumize additive toolpaths, and export machine-specific build files in a range of native formats.
The Fusion 360 Additive Build extension provides cost-effective access to more advanced tools to make better use of your additive manufacturing hardware. Create toolpaths for metal powder bed fusion machines. Define the machine and print settings for the job, then use automatic orientation to optimize the part orientation based off user-ranked parameters like build height. Generate faces as support target. Generate and simulate the additive toolpath to see how the part will build, including simulation of the actual laser path. The most powerful part of the additive build extension is that it exists alongside the subtractive capabilities of Fusion 360, so you can easily program subtractive finishing operations within the same design, creating a fully hybrid manufacturing environment with a seamless data flow throughout the design and manufacturing process.
With the Fusion 360 product design extension, you get a set of advanced 3D design and modeling tools that enable an automated approach to creating complex product designs. Improve product performance and prepare your design for manufacturing with intelligent feature settings and guidance. The Fusion 360 product design extension unlocks advanced 3D design and modeling tools that simplifies the product development process and enable an automated approach to creating complex product designs. Those include manufacturing-aware functionality, feature-based automation, advanced latticing, and geometric patterning. The Fusion 360 Manage extension unlocks and accesses additional data management functionality that manages design changes at any stage of production with a click of a button using pre-built workflows. With complete visibility and digital approval records, you can focus on innovation and not admin. With the change management, you can capture, notify, approve, and view the full history of design changes to help manage compliance. With the release process management, you can release and track the latest approved data to stakeholders using the pre-configured workflows. With a unique item identification, you can assign a unique ID to each design in order to ensure accurate traceability during the product lifecycle.
We're introducing the Manage extension to empower your engineering workflow. Our newest addition to our extension program aims to provide engineering tools like change orders, release management, automated part numbering, and bill of materials seamlessly to your workflow. Fusion 360's Manage extension can be turned on in less than 3 seconds and can now control the release of data to manufacturing. Part numbers are automatically assigned to each of the components. Users can control workflow state directly from within Fusion 360 or Fusion Lifecycle. And in the Home tab, changes to the release state are automatically updated for clear visualization. If you've been looking for ways to improve your product cycles or throughput, the Manage extension is for you.
I'm now going to share with you some customer success stories from companies all over the world who are using Fusion 360. Thank you everyone for attending. We are now going to head into the Q&A session. You will now have time to ask your questions in the Q&A section. Thank you everyone for attending this webinar. If there are any questions, please ask them in the Q&A section. I see that there are no questions in the Q&A section. I just want to remind you guys to please go and register for tomorrow's webinar as well, where we are going to cover the Collaborate Pro as well as the Plant 3D.
Thank you once again, everyone, for joining. If there's no any further questions, I will be ending this webinar.